Good evening, everyone. Introduction. Leukorrhea is a common known as it is a white discharge. It is prevalent condition affecting women worldwide. It is defined as an abnormal vaginal discharge that is typically whitish, yellowish, or transparent. While leukorrhea is often physiological, it can also signal underlying medical conditions. Leukorrhea is a prevalent gynecological condition affecting the women worldwide. While it can be physiological, it may also signify underlying infections or systemic health issues. Despite of its impact on women health and quality of life, leukorrhea remains understudied in many contexts, especially in resource limited or culturally sensitive regions. Problem statement. A study to assess the prevalence of leukorrhea and its associated risk factor among women attending OBG/OPD at selected hospital Vijayapur. Objective of the study to determine the prevalence of leukorrhea among women attending gynec OPD, to determine the association between the personal and menstrual history with the prevalence of leukorrhea, to determine the association between obstetric characteristics and prevalence of leukorrhea, to determine the prevalence of leukorrhea among the women with selected socio-demographic variable. Hypothesis. There is no significant association between personal and menstrual history with the prevalence of leukorrhea among women. Now, alternate hypothesis 1. There is a significant association between the personal and menstrual history with the prevalence of leukorrhea among women. Null hypothesis 2. There is no association between obstetric characteristics and prevalence of leukorrhea among women. Alternative hypothesis 2. There is an association between obstetric characteristics and prevalence of leukorrhea among women. Null hypothesis 3. There is no association of prevalence of leukorrhea among the women with selected socio-demographical variable. Alternative hypothesis 3. There is an association of prevalence of leukorrhea among the women with selected socio-demographic variable. Research methodology. Study design used is a cross-sectional descriptive study design. Population is women aged between 18 to 50 years attending OBG/OPD. Convenient sampling method was used. Total hundreds women were selected by using a convenient sampling method. Inclusion criteria. Women between the age of 18 to 50 years were included in the study. Women who are willing to participate and provide consent for the study were included. Exclusion criteria. Pregnant women were excluded. Women with known underlying medical condition like diabetes or immunocompromised status were excluded from the study. Women who are currently undergoing or receiving antibiotic therapy were excluded from the study. Variables under the study are dependent variable, that is prevalence of leukorrhea, and independent variable is risk factors. Data collection tool. A structured questionnaire including demographic information and questions related to personal hygiene, menstrual history, obstetric characteristics, symptoms of leukorrhea were asked among the participants. Results of the study. Prevalence of leukorrhea among women attending gynec OPD. So total 100 women attending OBG OPD, 30 women were complained of vaginal discharge. So the prevalence of vaginal discharge was found to be 30%. Frequency and percentage distribution of women attending OPD according to their age. It was seen that out of 30 women who had leukorrhea, majority, that is 73.4% women were late teen and remaining 26.6% were early teen. Among the women who had not had a complaint of leukorrhea, majority 71.4% were late teen and remaining 28.5% were early teen. Frequency and percentage distribution of women attending gynecopedy according to their economic status revealed that out of 30 women with leukorrhea, majority, that is 17 women had a low income, whereas among non-leukorrhea women's majority 52 women had high income. Frequency and percentage distribution of women attending gynecopedy according to their literacy. Out of 30 women with leukorrhea, majority, that is 46.7% were illiterate, 33.3% were studied up to SSLC, and only 20% were studied up to PUC. Out of 70 women with non-leukorrhea, majority, that is 57.1% were studied up to PUC, 30% up to SSLC, and only 12.8% were illiterate. Frequency and percentage distribution of women attending gynec OPD according to their place of living. Majority, that is 43.3% out of 13 out of 30 women with leukaria were from semi-urban area, where among the women who did not had a leukaria, majority, that is 45 women were from the urban area. Frequency and percentage distribution of women attending the gynec OPD according to their occupational status. Majority, that is 56.7% and 60% women with leukaria, and women who do not have leukaria were housewife. Frequency and percentage distribution of women attending gynec OPD according to their types of family. Majority, that is 60% out of 30 women with leukaria where belongs to the nuclear family, whereas out of 70 women who do not have a leukaria, majority, that is 40% where women belongs to the extended family. Frequency and percentage distribution of women attending gynec OPD according to their types of toilet use. Out of 30 women, majority, that is 18, were doing open air defecation, whereas out of 70 women who do not have leukaria, majority, 60, were using commode. It was concluded that the prevalence of leukaria was highly associated with the type of toilet use, with chi-square value 21.7 and p-value is less than 0.001. Frequency and percentage distribution of women attending the gynec OPD according to the usage of pad. Majority, that is 80% out of 30 women with leukaria were using clothes, whereas majority, that is 50 women who do not have leukaria using sanitary pads. So it was concluded that the prevalence of leukaria was highly associated with the usage of pads, with the chi-square value is 21.7 and p-value is less than 0.01. Frequency and percentage distribution of women attending gynec OPD according to the obstetrical characteristics. Out of 30 women with leukaria, majority, 8 had 1 children, 22 women had home delivery, and 12 do not use contraceptions. Out of 70 women who do not have a leukaria, majority, 30 women are nullipara, 55 had a home delivery, and 35 women were using temporary contraception. It was concluded that prevalence of leukaria was highly associated with gravida, place of delivery, and contraception, as the p-value is less than 0.001. Perceived symptoms associated with vaginal discharge among the women attending OPD. Out of 30 women with leukaria, majority, 33.3%, had gastric problem, followed by 26.7% had a leg cramps, and 16.7% had a weakness, and 13.3% had a backache, and 10% had a pain in abdomen. Association between the prevalence of leukaria among women with their selected socio-demographical variable. There was high association between the prevalence of leukaria and their selected demographical variables such as age, economic status, literacy, place of living, and types of family, with the p-value is less than 0.05, and it was not associated with the occupational status. Conclusion: it was concluded that prevalence of leukaria was very high among the women attending gynec OPD. The findings advocate for integrated health approaches and policy levels changes to enhance the quality of life for women affected by this condition. Thank you.